What's up, y'all? I am not in the Nerd Cave, as you can see. I'm in Mandeville, Louisiana for the St. Tammany Collectors Con. Casey's not with me. Lance isn't with me. Kenneth is with me, but he don't want to be on video. So that's unfortunate. But I'm pumped. This is a good show. I've been a couple times. It's been a couple years. And I'm excited to see what they got. I'm not looking for anything specific, so it's kind of going to be a free-for-all today. So let's see what they got. All right, that was some video from St. Tammany Collectors Con, and you can see that I'm joined by Casey. Um, yeah, say hey.
Yeah.
We didn't get to go together because his daughter had a track meet, but I went Saturday and he was able to go on Sunday, so we decided it would be a good idea to get together because I haven't seen what he got, and he's only seen like a couple of things that I got. So we're gonna do this together and let everybody see. So it'll be cool. Um, I guess Casey, what do you think about the show?
It was fantastic as usual. It's humongous. There's so many vendors, and it's worth the extra money you pay to get in an hour early to have that time. Because once the doors open and people start flooding in, it's hard to walk sometimes, and it's hard to dig in some dollar bins and some other bins that are kind of out. And so it's definitely worth it. It's definitely bigger than the Hattiesburg show, but different. I think it's got a
Yeah,
different feel to it than the Hattiesburg. Not that it's better or worse, because I like them pretty much equally. I tend to find this trip more comics, and my Hattiesburg trips I usually is where I rack up on action figures and toys. for some reason. I don't know if it's just happened like that or if that's just the way the shows are going to be falling now or
Well,
so. But
to be fair, the one in Hattiesburg is the South Mississippi Toy Fest, so I think there is more of a focus on the toy action figure side of things. You've been before to St. Tammany, right? You went once before.
and me and my daughter went to the previous year is when I first found it online.
Did you go
So
to the spring or the fall one last time?
it was maybe fall. I'd have to look at the date and see. I'm not for sure.
This is the first one I've been able to go to since 2023. They fall every weekend I have my kids, and I'm not, and they don't really get into that, and that's not. I'm not willing to give up time with them to, go spend money on comic
Oh yeah,
books. So this is the first one I've gotten to go to in a while,
yeah,
and
for sure.
it's good.
My daughter is just made 19, so she's kind of along to hang out with me. And she after the first one, she really enjoyed kind of digging through. She's got her own little niche of stuff she likes, VHS tapes and old movie theater memorabilia when movies were released, like buttons and posters. And she found a couple little 80s Disney figurines from Japan that were pretty neat. So she's got her own little thing going on. I kind of encourage her to go off by herself a little bit to kind of check out some stuff to get her own little collection going and her own interests. So she helped me keep track of all my comics I was getting. So it was good to have.
Yeah, my kids, Noah's my oldest one. He's 13. He's really into anime, but he's not into collecting anime stuff really, which I'm hoping that'll change. He's got some action figures that I've bought for him, but he's not gonna go to something like this and try to find stuff, unfortunately. And Henry's my 9-year old. He's a loose cannon. You never know what he's into, what he's gonna like, what he's not gonna like. So I
Probably
can't wait.
changes.
Oh yeah, all the time, like the wind. But hopefully they'll get into it and want to go with me sometime. So this was my third one to go to. The first one I went to probably in 2018, if I had to guess, and it was in like a hotel lobby. So it's definitely grown since then.
Yeah, for sure.
20 and 23 when I went, it was at the Castine Center where this one was, and it was. I don't think it was quite as big though. It was still big, but this was a great show. They did a fantastic job of getting the vendors and the guests. It was really cool. I think they did a fantastic job of that.
I think it was a little bigger than it was last year when I went.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. That's what we
They
want.
had
We want.
three because, yeah, they had their three, I think three full aisles this time, all the way from, all the way across the building. There was three full aisles you could go down, and I don't think it was set up like that last year.
There were four this year.
Or was it four? Maybe it
Yep,
was
they
five.
had.
That
Oh
shows
yeah,
this.
one against the back wall, one against the front wall, and then two in the middle.
Two in the middle. Yep, you're right.
Yep.
Two in the middle.
hmm
So
Because
yeah, it was definitely bigger.
I texted you at 11:30. I'd been there 2 hours, and I was only halfway down the second aisle. So I don't know if that says how big and good the show was, or just how slow I am. But either way, there was a lot to look at and a lot of boxes to dig through, and it was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Sure.
Well, do you want to show us something that you got, and we'll probably just take turns and.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. Let me grab these. I did get one non-comic item, and I found this fairly quick and got a good deal on it. I'm gonna have to put them up and see if I can get them all in one hand. Yes, you can see some of them. I'll do it like this.
Oh,
Yes,
nice.
Jocelyn and Launchpad. You got and the Darkwing Duck. It's a little 1992 Kellogg's mail-in that you had to mail in for Kellogg's cereal, and I even got the the box that it came in, that it was mailed in. I got that for like $10. They had it for 20, and it was like, we've been here since like yesterday, and we're trying to move products, so I'll give me $10 for it. I'll take it for that for sure.
You're lucky I didn't
Didn't
see
find
that on Saturday.
because I mean, it just as soon as I seen it, I was like, yeah, I'll take that. I would have paid 20 for it because it's a
That's
mail in, and yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, that I love little things like that. Hey, were
that's
you random childhood memory? Were you in Miss Polk's math class in fifth grade with me? Do you remember?
yeah. I mean, you had that class together, yeah.
We-
You got that's the first time I ever seen you get your name written on the board in all of
yep.
elementary school.
Yes, and it's
That's it.
because we had a computer that we did work on, and we had to put our name. And so I didn't put my name, and I thought I'd get away with it. But the kid who came in behind me to sit at the computer, he yelled out, "Who's Darkwing Duck?" And Miss Polk was not happy.
No,
I disturbed the class, I guess. I got in trouble for saying my name was Darkwing Duck on the computer.
yeah, I remember that.
Dang. Fun times. Anyway, you want to show something else, or you want me to take a turn?
I'll go through a few little randoms I got. Like I say, that's the only non-comic I got. But I hit this one stand up, and it was they had like 13 comics for a set price. I can't remember if it was $15 or something like that. I think it was 13 for 15. And I went through and ended up with some randoms and found these, and I'm discovering that I'm really starting to be a fan of Dark Horse Comics because they put out comics with a bunch of
Yes.
movies that I'm into. This is a Terminator, and I didn't realize they had a lot of Terminator series. This is the Endgame, number one. It's just random, and I've got this one, Secondary Objective, and it's a 4 part, and this is 3. And I was really happy to find this. So now I got to find the first issue of these is Terminator 2, Nuclear Twilight. And there's Reese, a really good rendition of Kyle.
Yeah.
Got that one. And this is the third one that we got.
That's awesome.
And I've got the fourth one of that. So now we've got, we've got to have, there's the background kind of fade. It's really good artwork on the covers.
It is.
Kind of surprised me. I never really collected Dark Horse too much. I know that they did some X-Files comics that I have, and I love the X-Files TV shows. So I got those randoms with some other ones that I'll get to later. But that's the first little series, and I happened to pick, I'll go through one more real quick that was a random at the same stand, and it just stood out to me, was this.
Nice.
That
How's
is
that?
that's a reissue of the annual, Avengers annual number 10, and it's a road cover.
Which I have right here, and which you got as well this last week.
Yep.
Um, did you spend the money to get it signed?
Yes, I had a little extra cash that I had been saving up, and I wouldn't have, but I specifically got that comic to go to that show. If I would have just had it randomly, I wouldn't have worried about it. But the whole reason that I even ordered it and got it in as fast as I did was
Was
because
to get it signed.
Michael Golden was going to be there. Yeah, I hated to
Yeah.
drop the money in, but it is officially signed. So
That's awesome. I'm jealous. I've had it, and Michael Golden. We're talking about Michael Golden for those who don't know. He drew this issue's the first appearance of Rogue, and I was going to get it signed. I was so excited until I got there, and he was charging $50 to sign that issue,
yeah,
and I don't
and
know
it
what he was
was, I think
charging for other issues, but
it wasn't as much. It was just
yeah,
he's really high on that issue.
mm, I get it.
Um,
That's one of those things that people are going to try to resell, get it signed, and then resell it. So I mean, it's Michael. It's first appearance of Rogue. He created Rogue. He can charge that much. That was
yeah,
just half of my budget going on a signature, and I would rather have more
yeah,
comics. Um, but if I was like you and bought it just to get signed, I probably would have sucked it up and gotten him to sign it as well. And that's cool. I mean, yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'll show a couple. So we had found that booth in Hattiesburg um, in August where it was all of their books that were marked $5 or lower was $1.
That's my
And
favorite booth.
word, I racked up there. Actually, this one I didn't get from there, but it goes with the other ones. So uh, I'm filling in my X-Men books, mainly Claremont, but also the X-Men Volume 2, that started with Jim Lee. I'm working on that, which you're about to see a bunch of those. But Ghost Rider is also something that I'm wanting to fill in. So I got, what is that, issue 9? And some of these I might already have and from when I was collecting as a kid. I don't have all those logged on my app that I keep used to keep track on CLZ, which is a fantastic app, by the way, for those of you who need to, log your comics. CLZ is where it's at. So I might have this. I don't know. Now I've got to, and that means you'll probably get one of them if I do. Um,
Actually, got one I'm going to bring you.
Sweet. I got this because that cover is great. It's not the
I
cleanest
agree.
copy. It's not. It's kind of dirty, but it was also $1, so I'm okay with that. I'll pick up a cleaner copy one day. Got Ghost Rider 25, which I did not get this from that booth.
I love that cover.
Oh yeah. I got this from Ace Comics and Collectibles, which is, if you ever get the chance to buy from there, do it because Al is fantastic and he's going to work you a deal. And that's what he did on this. I got this and a couple Phantom Strangers and maybe a Spider-Man. I don't remember, but he's great at deals. He likes to sell comics and he prices them to sell. So Ghost Rider 25 and then Ghost Rider 40. Really cool cover. It's just black with the gold logo. And this one was $1. So I'm on my way to filling my Ghost Rider line,
Yeah,
Ghost
that's
Rider
a good
series, and I'm
series
excited
still.
about that.
90s
And
Ghost Riders.
oh yeah, Danny Ketch is my Ghost Rider. Johnny Blaze is cool and all, but Danny Ketch is my Ghost Rider. So, all right, what you got?
I got a couple before I get into a series. I've picked up a couple more randoms, and this one wasn't from the dollar place, but I randomly found this one at a place which I think is a really issue to pick up to have in anybody's collection. It is not the first appearance of Apocalypse, but it is his first appearance. I think it's his second full appearance and the first appearance of his Horseman, if I remember correctly.
Yep, I
Um,
got
I,
that off what not
I
too
was,
long ago.
yeah, I was going to buy the first actual full appearance, but the guy would not come off at $45 for it, and I just wasn't ready to pull the trigger on a first appearance of Apocalypse for that much yet.
Yeah, especially when you can
His
get it
first,
like cheaper on eBay.
yeah, his first actual appearance is the one that you showed me. It's the series before, but it's like a one page. But
Yep, one
and I
panel.
grabbed this. Yeah, one panel. I grabbed this, which is really cool. I've never seen this guy yet. This is
Nice.
what if Marvel Comics Group's What If the Phoenix Never Died, and I kind of dug the cover. Um, just a random one I seen that I picked up, and I just grabbed it, and I think I got that one fairly cheap. It wasn't from the dollar place. I'm gonna open this one and see if you remember having this one because I do not. But this was from the dollar markdown dollar comics, but I grabbed it specifically for this cover, and it stood out.
Ah, yes. X-Men 275. I love that cover. I love that story.
And if you
And
look, I thought something was wrong right here. I was like, oh, the cover must be damaged or
no,
something, but it was not because when I
there's
opened it,
more.
you
It's
get
hiding more Jim Lee goodness.
you get this fold out and this complete nice little cover.
Yep. And if you look, I'm going to move my camera a little bit because right there they release Hasbro Marvel Legends release figures based off that cover. So they've got their training uniforms, uh, just like in the comic, and I've got them posed as best I could to match that cover. And I need a background for that. Might try to find a little print or poster of that to put behind them. I don't know.
Yeah, get
But
something with like a Danger Room taste or
yeah,
role player.
those blue and yellow costumes are my absolute favorite X-Men uniforms for sure.
And I'll run through these just real quick. And I've actually found these guys, and most of them are in a wrapping with a like collector's card in them. And this is my newest series. I've got from the '90s. I'm trying to go series by series because I had the privilege of doing that at these shows. And this is the latest series I've started collecting. It's the Executioner song,
Nice.
and these are all in this package. It's pre-packaged already, and it's got all the issues down here and a trading card. And I got an extra one of these. I forgot that I had picked up from 3 Alarm, so you can have that one.
Sweet.
So we got those. I've got every one of those, and all of these are in the packaging with a trader's card. Some covers I like better than others. I dig this one. I like the apocalypse in the background.
Yeah.
I think there was 12 or 13 issues. It spans Uncanny, X-Force. There's just some X-Force. And they're going at it because it's part of the storyline. This is where you meet your character Strife.
Do you have all of the full series now?
Yep. And I got all of these
Sweet.
it's Emergency Comics is the name of the stand, if I remember right, where everything's marked down 5 and below is $1,
Okay.
if I remember
Okay.
right.
I'm
And I kind
glad
of
you
dig this
remember.
cover. It's a X Factor. It's a little rougher
Hmm.
looking, than some of the other art, but I really dig this one.
Yeah, that's
And I'm
awesome.
not for sure. You might know who the artist is on it by looking at it, but I do not.
I couldn't tell by looking. I don't know who was on X Factor at that time.
And of course, you got your Hubert X-Men.
Yep.
He's on some of the covers. Got this one, and there were 12 of these. So that's why I was just kind of running through them real quick. So there's Strife and the Summers. Got a lot to do with those guys. And this is another cover I liked a lot because I like the back and forth with um, Archangel and Apocalypse. He's the
That was
main
a good
reason he's
cover.
like that. Yeah. It's another Cubert. And this one, which almost reveals there is Cable and Strife, which you can
Who is it?
kind of see who Strife appears to be cloned
We'll
after.
give, yeah, we'll give you a hint. He's cloned after somebody on that cover. Spoiler
So
alert for a 30-year-old comic.
yeah, I didn't have, I just ran through and they were all just right there.
Nice.
And they have a very good selection, especially if you're looking for any of the old '90s storylines. I mean, I was pretty specific of what I was looking for, so I didn't veer off of the past. But if it's anything like the section I was looking at, they are loaded with comics. Unbelievably, just $1.
Yes. I know, and I took advantage of that because all of these right here are X-Men books that I got from that booth for $1.
Yep,
So,
they are loaded on X-Men.
yes, they were until me and you hit them up. I think we probably put a dent in it. Um, cool. You got anything else, or you want me to take a turn?
No, you go ahead and I just blazed through 12 of them. So go ahead and
All right,
I'll catch
I'm
up on the
gonna
next one I got.
blaze through these. Um, so this is another. Uh, I may have some of these from when I was collecting back in the day. I don't know. I know I didn't have this one. X-Men #7 with Omega Red on the cover. Anything Omega Red, I love, especially drawn by Jim Lee. So I got that one. I got #8.
I remember that one.
And
I've had that one before.
yeah. I mean, got a Ghost Rider. Can't go wrong. One of my favorite characters, Long Shot, on issue 10.
Yep. It's Mojo action going on.
Got issue 13. And you might recognize that one.
Yep.
Well, I grabbed it. This one's not in the bag, though. But this one's in the bag.
They had multiple copies
And that one's in the bag.
those. Nice. Well, I got a number one for you, not in the bag.
Sweet. Issue 17. Not only do I love Omega Red drawn by Jim Lee, but I love Omega Red drawn by Andy Kubert.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Kubert fan. Any of them. Andy, Adam, Joe. Obviously, Joe, the patriarch of the family.
That's got to be some of my favorite artists to tackle the X-Men, Jim Lee and the Kuberts. Yep. It just doesn't get more 90s than that.
Mark Silvestri, you throw him in there.
Yeah, I really like his Wolverine,
which I guess,
and his he does a really good Omega Red as well.
I love Mark Silvestri, but well, we have company. Come here.
Well, what one you got now?
Both of them came in here. Huh?
Yep. Okay.
So all my faithful viewers, this is the new puppy that I mentioned in our last episode where she was freaking out in the background. But here she is, Remy. Her name is Remy after Gambit. And she's crazy. Yep. And she wants to get down because she can't play while I'm holding her. So, anyway, a little distraction there. X-Men 19.
Yeah, I recall that one for sure.
And you have these, I know.
Yeah.
Some Phalanx Covenant issues. And this one, I got from another booth that had anything that was $2 was $1. And so I got,
that's a nice find.
Yeah, just random X Factor covers or issues. And another one here. That says Cameo of Archangel. I haven't looked at these yet. And I've never read X Factor all the way through. So I'm excited to start reading that pretty soon. But yeah, there were killer deals to be had at this place. You got some more to show?
And the next ones that I got, I happened to see these on my way. We went by one more time to Emergency Comics for $1, and I got this entire set for $6. It's obviously 6 comics, but the comic set is. I happened to see the folder, and a guy's backpack was in the way, and he moved it out the way, and I seen what it was.
Oh, yes.
I originally got these when they first came out. Was one of the last comic series I collected, and I believe I gave it to you.
You did. They are
because I was not behind. I was not collecting heavy at the time, so I was like, Ashton will get more use out of these. But now I've got all 6 of these, and I got the whole series for $6, which is, in my opinion, a fantastic deal.
It is a great deal.
And if you've never read the origin story of Wolverine, I suggest you do it. That is pretty nice.
It is a very good story. Didn't Andy Kubert draw that? Or we got dogs.
It's a Jenkins, Kubert, and Isanova. If that's the way.
Richard Isanova was the. What I like about that art, and Richard Isanova does it a lot, is he colors over the pencils. It's not inked, and it gives it a really distinct look that I think is really cool.
Yeah,
it looks great.
And I'll run through these real quick. And I didn't even know I needed these until
real quick.
Yeah, go
about
ahead.
Origin. It is a very good story, but it made me really sad that some of the mystery was revealed for Wolverine. Uh, I'm a I'm a big fan of just not knowing things, and I loved that Wolverine didn't know who he was, that we didn't know who he was. We didn't He didn't know what parts of his past were true, which ones were memory implants. And I don't know, it just kind of makes me sad that we know. So I kind of ignore that
Yeah,
that exists. But like you said, it's a very good read. So if you haven't read
yeah,
it, it's Paul Jenkins is awesome. I'm a big fan of his. So y'all read it. It's good stuff.
yeah. That's funny you mentioned that because it kind of ties in. But that was kind of the big debate back when the origins first came out. Was some people were like, "Do you really want to know?" But I think it's just his very beginning. So it really doesn't. He's still kind of mysterious, but kind of where he came from, which doesn't really completely ruin it, but it does take a lot of the mystery away. So I made a list. I had a little notebook I've been writing in, a little notepad of some comics that I was kind of thinking about getting. And I happened to see these pop up on eBay or something one day, just randomly looking, or maybe even whatnot. So I just kind of scribbled it down. And when Brenly showed me the picture, which is my daughter, I seen these on here and I was like, well, what's the chances? Let's just look for them. And it's a lot of Marvel Comic Presents, but it is the
Oh,
Weapon X
nice.
series. I don't have them all. I'm missing a few, and I had to go to every booth at the whole convention to get them. Some guys were way more proud of them
Yeah.
than some other guys, and some of them were going for 10 or 25 bucks for no random reason at all. But I got them all for way less than that. Some really great covers.
Barry Windsor Smith.
Yeah,
Very
and I
enjoyable.
really this is one of my favorite ones.
Yep.
I haven't popped them open yet to read them, and like I say, I'm missing several of them. But this is his Weapon X dealings, and I haven't really got into it and don't know much about it. You might be more
That's
familiar with the storyline.
that's
I
my
don't know how
favorite
much they
cover,
get into
by
it.
the way.
Yeah, this was another good one.
Yeah, it's a great story. I think
Here comes another.
I might have a trade paperback of this, of the Weapon
Um,
X.
and this is another one of my favorite covers.
Yep.
And it goes 72 through 84. And I just happened to find 85 and got it just because of the cover, which I could never turn down because it's the late great Sam
Sam
Keith,
King.
85. And there's a hint of yellow on if you see. I don't know what
Yeah.
that's about. If it's foreshadowing a costume, maybe. Or,
I don't
but I
know.
love Sam Keith's interpretation of Wolverine.
Yep. Yeah, that's a
So
great
I got the
time though.
beginnings and the origins. So got a lot of reading to do because I haven't read Origin in years, many years.
Yeah, Weapon X is one of those that I want to fill in, and I've got several of the issues. I don't know which ones I have, so I've got to. Uh, so all those comics that you might can see behind me on the shelves are not in any order whatsoever, and it stresses me out. And the thought of alphabetizing them stresses me out even more. But I really need to because I got to see what Weapon X issues I need because I want to finish that. That's a great
Comic
series.
shows are a good place to fill them in. But like I
Yep.
say, me and my daughter went everywhere, and we were having to take pictures of the ones we had and what ones we needed, and that's all I could find. So that was most of them. I think I'm missing four, maybe four issues, something like that.
Dang.
So that'll be my target in Hattiesburg.
Yep. Well, I guess I'll go. Do you have any more to show?
Go ahead. I got another set that doesn't tie in,
Okay,
so
cool.
that
Yeah,
was the end of
that's what I
end
was
of that
thinking.
series. So
All right, so I'll show these for you here,
see
and then
what you
we'll.
got next.
So these first two, I got. Nope, three. These first next three, I got from that booth that had books marked $2 for $1. And Web of Spider-Man #6, which is a fantastic cover. And there is a cover that goes with it. It continues on over here, and I couldn't find that one, but I'm on the lookout for it, so I'm gonna find it. But yeah, Web of Spider-Man, especially those early issues, had some of the best covers ever. Web of Spider-Man #1 is in my top probably 3 covers of all time. But I was shocked to see these 2 books in at that booth. This is some old Fantagraphics Usagi Yojimbo.
Oh, those are
Issue,
nice.
yeah, issue 8 and issue 14. And that's a great cover. But Stan Sakai is one of my favorite creators of all time. If you've never read Usagi Yojimbo, get on it because I can't sing its praises enough. It is that good. And it's the same guy who has been writing and drawing the books since 1984. So storyline's
Dedicated.
consistent. Yep, characters are consistent. In fact, I guess I'll show these. NECA just released Ninja Turtles figures based off of Stan Sakai's art, and I love them, and I cannot wait to tear into these to put them on a shelf. I've got the other ones, but it also came with, or part of the set is Miyamoto Usagi and his samurai gear, and that's so good.
Yeah, those are
So
all
yeah,
really nice.
yeah. When those were announced, I knew that I had to have them, whether it meant I'd skip some meals for a week or two to be able to get them, but I had to have those, and I got them. And I'm still eating good too, so that's a plus. But these last 2 that I'll show for now, I do have a couple more, but these are kind of my bigger ones. I got these from Ace Comics and Collectibles, just 2 issues of Phantom Stranger. This is another series that I'm working on filling in all of the issues. And these are also ones that I may have these already, but they were very, very well priced, so I had to get them. And then there's some things I don't mind having 2 copies of, and old issues of Phantom Stranger falls in that category.
You would hate
So,
to pass up a really good price and not have them.
right.
If it's the right price, just go ahead and grab them just in case you don't see them for that price again.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a better issue. Maybe it's in better condition.
better condition. It probably is. But again, I don't know. I might not have those. I'll have to. Those are part of the collection behind me, that I haven't cataloged and just need to do it. All right, what you got?
Next set that I got is a continuation from the booth where I got the Terminator comics. It was like 7 of my 13. I hit this little pile and just started grabbing every one I could see that was a back issue because of the price. And it's something we're familiar with recently.
Yes.
It's number 3. We went over these already.
If you're watching
And
this and you don't know, Casey and I have a series called a retro review of Spawn, where we review Spawn comics starting at issue 1, and we're going to go until it starts to suck or we
yep.
get bored or something.
And
So,
this is going to be our next starting point, if I remember right, is
issue
5.
5. Yep.
Yeah. Pretty
Man,
basic
that's
little
so
cover.
good.
I'm sure we'll touch on that.
We will.
Got the city background, and 5 and 6, which obviously we'll be introduced to a new villain.
Yep.
This is number 7, and was one of my favorite issues, covers from back in the day. It was fairly popular. It spawned with the bullet straps and ammo and automatic weapons.
Very large 90s extreme guns.
Yes, and plenty of pouches and extra ammo and grenades on his arm. Um, and we skip to
Spade
11,
community.
which is another basic cover. Kind of telling some of the story, I would assume. I'm not familiar with it right off the top of my head. I'm trying to see. That's Kiko and it says McFarlane and Kiko and Rude. I'm not for sure. That sound familiar to you?
No.
And this is one of my favorite covers that I recall from back in the day. Simple, but is I think it's pretty cool.
Yep, that is a great
It's
cover.
your Spawn emblem. Yeah, I like that one. And it's number 12. And I've
I,
got number
I, I
13.
assume I assume that's Chapel. Maybe is that Chapel?
Uh,
Well,
well,
I guess we'll find out in
that
a
is,
few weeks.
that's number 12 and this is number 13. So if you take a look at this one,
Ah, well, look at there.
is Chapel.
Yep,
And
awesome.
I really dig the hand pose with the power charge. Um, and I am definitely, obviously, going to start replacing my Spawn collection. I'm going to try to get, I'm obviously, there's probably what 100 issues by now, but
They're in
I
the
want to
upper 300s.
I would like to at least stick to 1 through 50-ish to kind of feel complete. And then I'll just kind of fill them in random from there. Because I
There
think
from
that's kind of
there.
where I was at before I lost them. May go to 100 after that, just to have 1 through 100, just slowly and surely. Cause I'll just look for where I find them. And, that's everything that I had, from the show.
So I think you racked up. I would not complain about a single book that you have if I had those books. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll look at my last few. These all came from the same booth, and it was the first one I went to. The very so when Kenneth and I got there, we walked in, we went to the right and walked around by where the celebrities were. I was going to jump in line for Michael Golden, and I did. And he told the person in front of me how much he charged, and so I left the line, which I felt rude, but I mean that's a lot of money. Um, I mean it's half my budget. So anyway, walked around. Kenneth met Austin St. John, uh, the Red Power Ranger, Jason from the original Power Ranger series, and he got a comic signed by him. And I was there with him and talked to him, and he's a really cool guy. So that was really cool. But then I walked around against the back wall, and the first booth, the guy's name is Philip, who runs it, and I don't know the name of his company or whatever. But this dude sells some comics, and he made me a pretty sweet deal. So he had a spinner rack with a bunch of 90s stuff on it. And so now I have joined the club with Casey and Lance because they both got this book the same week. And that, I mean, it wasn't planned. Casey, I think you got it off Whatnot or eBay.
That's whatnot
And,
for very cheap.
and Lance got it from a comic book store in Arizona. And I felt left out. So I got it Saturday.
It's
And
a great little comic to have.
I opened it up to read it because I was excited to read it, but it's in its original plastic, and I didn't want to open it because it's been in there for so long. So I guess I'm going to get a reader copy, but it still
Yep.
has the card in the back of the
Oh, cool. You got
Max.
Max.
Yep.
Okay. I've got the same one and it's wrapped up, but it's a different card. I can't recall who it was at the moment, but the one that I got was wrapped up like that and I didn't get to read it either. So we're in the same boat. Um,
But I'm had to get another copy.
yeah, I seen that little guy's, I seen that comic. I dug through there a little bit too, cause I recall the little spinning rack. He had a Spawn #1 up there on the spinning rack and I didn't get a chance to see how much it wouldn't price. So and we were kind of on the way out. So I was kind of
Yeah.
touching base on places I missed and, just didn't have time to kind of wait.
If you would have looked, they are priced on the back somewhere. Yeah,
Oh,
the
nice.
prices are on the back.
Okay.
But and I promise you that the price on there is not what he would have charged you for it. So to go along with this, I got the Max #1 and
Nice.
Sam Keith. I had to. It, the comic book world is a slightly less creative place since he died a few weeks ago because that man, he had a style all his own and it was good. So I got these two. I got Uncanny X-Men 156. We got some, as we used to call them in college because we could never remember their name, Corsairs guys, aka the
Yeah.
Starjammers. Um,
Star
I don't,
Trek.
I don't really think there's anything super special about this issue. The cover's awesome. It's some Dave Cockrum Starjammers, and you got Scott and Storm down there as well. But really cool. Excited to have it. Now these next two, I guess, are my two biggest purchases. Although one wasn't expensive, it's just one that you had mentioned earlier, and that is X Factor #5 with the first cameo appearance of Apocalypse. And it's not the best condition, but it's like they say, low grade is better than no grade. So I have it, and maybe I'll run into a better copy one day. But happy to have this one. And issue 6 is the one that is most sought after, I guess, because Apocalypse is on the cover is probably why. Even though this is
Yeah.
technically his first appearance, it's kind of it's like Hulk 180 and 181, which is first appearance of Wolverine. 181 is the one that everybody wants because he's on the cover, even though he's on a full panel about that big on the last page of 180 with his name above it. Says the Wolverine.
So I
But
mean, technically speaking, I guess. And speaking of that, that's kind of like the Avengers Annual 10 with the first appearance of Rogue. She is technically not on the cover,
right,
um, but she does appear in the comic. But she has her first cover appearance isn't as pricey as her first comic appearance, I guess you could say. Because I was going to grab that one up and bring it with me, but I got a good deal on the Annual 10, so I got it.
yeah, yeah. That Annual 10 is, I mean, it's not. That's definitely her first appearance because she's all throughout that book. So it's a good one to have. Um, so this last one is a book that I've been wanting for a while, and it's one that's usually a little bit more than I want to spend. But I got a fantastic deal on Uncanny X-Men 133, which is toward the beginning of the Dark Phoenix saga, and it is the first solo cover of Wolverine. So he's the only X-Men character on the cover. He's fighting the Hellfire Guards. Um, but fantastic John Byrne cover. I love it, and I'm glad to have it. Been looking for this one for a while, and it makes my heart happy to have this one.
Especially with a good
But
price.
yeah, all of these together were pretty close to $100. So I didn't want to do that. I knew I wanted this one. It was priced 65, and these two Sam Keith books were 5 each. So I was like, $75. I'll do that. That's not a big deal. I can handle that. So I walked up and told him. I gave him these two. I said, I'm not going to get these. I want these. So I put them down. Like I said, I was prepared to spend $75 on these three. So he set these down, looked at me, looked at the books, picked them up, put them with these, and said, "How about all of them for $70?" I was like, "Absolutely, I will take
That
that.
all day.
I like that kind of math. That's
Yeah,
addition by
that's my kind of
subtraction
math.
or something. I don't
It's
know what
like
that is.
you're
It's
getting
Common Core math.
more more comics and the price is going down. So you're
Yep,
getting more for less than you
that's some
intended.
good.
So that's fantastic.
Yep, some good math. Um, so yeah, that's my haul, and I'm pleased. I'm pleased with your haul for you.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
excited
excited
for you.
about it. it filled in a lot of my needs that I'm trying to go back to. Got to fill in some, still got some little issues with the Weapon X program, but I'll be off to my next 90s X-Men series and figure out which one I got to tackle now. Cause I've got pretty much all of them I sought out after so far. Got the Fatal Attractions, Valence, and now it's Executioner song. So
Yeah.
I don't know what to tackle after that. I might do some research.
You can back it up. Well, you got all the Muir Island saga.
Yep,
Didn't you get
Mirror
all of
Island,
those?
Legion's, Legion's Quest.
Yep,
I got
Legion's
all of Legion's
Quest.
Quest. Maybe I'll go after, since I got Legion's Quest, it's obvious I got to go after Age of Apocalypse.
Apocalypse,
Yes.
absolutely.
Guess I just made my mind up.
That's a lot of stuff too. So that'll keep you
Yeah.
busy for a while.
At Alpha and Omega. So,
And then after that, you can go for Onslaught.
yep, I'll have a game plan in front of me.
Yep.
I
Were
find it
you
when
good?
I find when I personally go to these shows, if I have a game plan in place, it works out better than me because I waste so much time just kind of just mind boggle, just going through randomness without having a game plan because I waste too
Yeah.
much time doing that. So if I go on with a game plan like we did this time, it's works out good. A little better time
What
management.
what were you looking for specifically? The Executioner song stuff,
Yes,
I would
executioners.
imagine.
That was the
Is that
main
your
thing I was
main?
going for
Yeah.
was the executioner. Happened across the Origin series, a box or two over from all the executioner songs, and I was like, did they have all six of them? And I just grabbed, boom, I just emptied out their Origin series right then and there. And what really got me on all the other random ones I found was because I was looking for the Marvel Comic Presents Weapon X because they were so incomplete. I had to go. I'm telling you, I went almost to every booth, comic booth there, looking for what I have now. And by digging through that, I found Terminator at one booth and the few spawns I had and the Marvel Comics, What If, and all the randomness I got was for looking for the Weapon X. So
Very cool. I
just
didn't
fell into
really,
place.
I didn't have a plan. There was nothing specific. I wanted, I would have loved to have gotten another 60s X-Men book in the 30s or 20s or older. They had several there, but the prices were much higher than they were in Hattiesburg, which they were all,
Yeah.
better copies. But I wasn't really willing to spend a whole lot on those. I'm always looking for a bigger book from Claremont, from the Claremont run, which not that one. Where is it? Which that one definitely fit the bill. So I guess you could say I was looking for Uncanny X-Men 133, and I found it. So I'm happy.
That's a win.
Yep, that's very cool. Very good show. They do a great job. They also had a bunch of panels and stuff there at the show. I went to a panel by two guys who have a show called The Rushmore Show, where they talk about their top four, their Mount Rushmore of different subjects, whether it's comics, music, food, whatever. But they also do have another. They use it as an outreach as well. Uh, I can't remember. Is it Reboot? I think it's called Reboot, something Reboot. But they had a panel called um, what was it? Can faith and fandom coexist? And we went to that, and it was really cool. They were just talking about how to balance being a Christian and being a fan of whatever it is that you're a fan of. And it was a good talk, and I got to talk to them afterwards because they're doing what I want to do. Um, I'm planning a show where I do devotions with, I guess, nerd themes. So I was excited to talk to them about that and get some ideas and hopefully team up with them in the future to do some things. So it'll be really cool. But
That'd be
it was a
cool.
good
A little
show. Yeah.
collaboration.
Yep.
Yeah. I
Yep. It
definitely
was a good
recommend it
show.
for anyone for sure. I always enjoy it. Maybe next time we'll be able to meet up and catch it together. In the past
Yeah.
2 years, we haven't been able to meet up with it. sure we'll meet up for Hattiesburg, and we'll be there and make up for this one.
And Lance
See
needs
how that
to
one
clear his
goes.
schedule and
Yep.
join us again.
We missed him on, he was with us on the first one and missed the second one. Maybe we'll be able to get everybody reunited on this, one. And when is it? September 26th, I think.
I don't remember. That's the South Mississippi Toy Fest. Is that one
Oh,
right?
sure. Yeah.
September. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Um. Yeah. We got to get Lance back, and we've got to somehow get Kenneth over his fear of being on camera. I think
So that'll be some goals next week.
yeah, we have some good conversation with the four of us if we can all get everything lined up again.
Yeah.
But well, that's all I got. You got any last
Yep.
words?
No, I would recommend either one if you're local to the area, or close enough to make it to Louisiana, um, or Hattiesburg. Both of these shows are phenomenal shows to go to for collecting. Like I say, they each got their perks and differences. Hattiesburg's a little smaller. I find a lot more toys there. I mean, it is the toy fest. But there are also lots of comics there as well. And you can walk around that one 100 times. So I think I probably did. I don't know how many miles I walked in that small area, and still found something that I didn't see the first time around. So, and I don't know if you'll ever make it all the way around the St. Tammany that many times, but it's well worth going. It's a lot bigger, a lot more selection, bigger comic selection, bunch of randomness. So it's always fun.
I didn't even make it all the way through. There was one. If you walk in the door to the left, there's a huge booth with a ton of comics, kind of on about halfway down. I didn't even look
They,
back because it was late
if
and I was
that's the
out of
one,
money.
yep. If that's the one I'm thinking about, it was the people who put on the show, the
Uh,
STCC, as their
okay.
collection. They had people looking at, and they were pricey.
I see.
They were a little, yeah, they were a little pricey for
I
some of their
noticed their
stuff.
wall. I did look at their wall books and they were a little up there, so I didn't really feel like I missed out on anything by not digging. But I really
Their
was
collection
not.
is huge.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the collection is huge. They have, but just looking for the Marvel Comic Presents, they had $25 price tags on some of them,
Yeah.
Weapon X. And I was like, I'm not pulling the trigger on that one. I'll go back home and get them from eBay. I don't like to get stuff from eBay. When I want to collect it, it's much more satisfying to go dig through it, box and
I
find
agree.
it in person.
I
But
agree.
if I can't find it, then I'll eBay it or whatnot. Which I guess I'm gonna have to do that for that cable 16 unless I can talk Lance out of it for somehow. I'm gonna have to find something to trade him for. Um,
Yeah.
but that's the only one I'm liking for. I was not at the whole show, so that's kind of random, but yeah, I enjoyed it. That's about it.
Yep. And with that, I guess we're done. Y'all, if you've made it this far in this video, like or dislike, I don't comment, tell us what you hate about us, tell us what you like about us. Just interact. I don't care if it's good or bad. There's no such thing as bad publicity, right? But yeah, tell your friends to hate watch us, or if you love us, watch us over and over again. We just like talking comics and toys and whatever, and we hope that y'all like listening to it. And check out YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Music. Um, we're everywhere now, and we will see you somewhere next time.